Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our play-by video of Arkham Horror, the doom that came to Arkham. And here we are at turn 4, bit of a red letter day because we haven't had a mistake pointed out. Yes, we seem to have got away with it. I seem to have managed to do an error-free turn 3, but that's probably because we're doing turn 4 right after it and nobody's had a chance to say you did that wrong, but I'll take it. So we can pretty much get on without making any corrections. Just a quick recap of where we are. Our first player is Finn Edwards. Finn Edwards is up here at Independence Square. He will be followed by Agnes Baker, who's down here at the Witch House. Then it is Patrice Hathaway. She is in the Dreamlands. After Patrice, it's Vincent Lee. There's Vincent, he's down at the Hall School. After Vincent, it's Mike McGlenn. Mike McGlenn is in the Unnameable. And our final player for this particular turn will be Daryl Simmons, and he's up there at the Church Green Streets in Innsmouth. We've got 3 gates open. We have the Esoteric Order of Dagon here. We have the Unvisited Isle. And we have the Unnameable. So we'll have to crack on and shut a few of those. As a reminder, we've still got 4 beings of Ib. So Bockrug is still a mighty beast. We have to get rid of some of those. But there are plenty of monsters on the board. I won't go through them. Well, I'll mention the Proto-Shoggoth, because that's nasty. But everything else, not too bad. Plenty of trophies for our monster killers to get. And hopefully they'll be able to get rid of some of those beings of Ib that are helping Bockrug out. Righto, so that's it. The Rifts are fine, and the Deep One Rising track's fine. Terror track's fine. There's 3 Doom tokens on the Doom track. That's not too bad. We've got plenty of time, but it's Arkham Horror. We will have to continue to be very careful. Let's get straight into the upkeep phase and meet Finn Edwards. Emerging from the gate he'd entered, Finn found himself back in Independence Square, but he was not alone. He saw a strange flying creature was patrolling the park. Finn quickly hid himself by the gazebo, outside of its visual range, and he pulled something out of his pocket. It was just a simple pendant with a star shape engraved upon it, but the person who had given it to him told him that it held great power. Cutting his hand slightly, Finn spoke the words told to him to access this power, and the pendant began to glow, the star slowly expanding to cover the entire square, and the gate slowly closed. Turning his eyes back to the sky, Finn pulled out his Derringer again. It was time to add to the body count. So here we are with Finn. And what is he going to do? Well, first of all, he's going to roll for his bank loan. He needs a 4 or better. And he gets another 5. So he doesn't have to pay for his bank loan. That's brilliant. Now, what's he going to do? Well, he's not going to do a great deal. He's not going to move any of his sliders. He's going to fight the buyer key, which means he's going to take his will hit. He's got +1 will here from Persuade, but he's just going to take the 1 sanity loss from the buyer key. And then he's going to look to get to Arkham Asylum in a future turn. He's got $8, so he will be able to replenish his sanity. So that's a pretty good idea. So plan is, he stays in Independence Square. He gets another monster trophy towards payback. And then he will go and get some sanity back. Then he will be ready to come piling out of Arkham Asylum to kill some more things. So that is the plan for Finn. He will be having an Independence Square encounter this turn, hopefully, because hopefully he will kill the buyer key. And that is pretty much it. So let's move on to Agnes Baker. As she entered the Witch House, Agnes noticed a man standing just inside the doorway. Leading her towards the atrium, he pointed out a chalk outline there, and a trail of green blood leading away from it. He introduced himself as Thomas F. Malone, and offered his assistance in helping Agnes track down clues as to exactly what was happening in Arkham. Agnes might be a little crazy, but she wasn't going to look a gift horse in the mouth. she readily accepted Thomas's help. He suggested that they check with the science department at good old Miskatonic University. Maybe they had a scientific explanation for what was going on. Agnes dubiously agreed. It was at least worth a shot. So here we are with Agnes, and she's doing pretty well. She's got 4 clues, she's got a monster trophy, and she's got a couple of dollars. She's lost a bit of sanity and a bit of stamina, but nothing that she can't handle. She is one tough chick. So is she going to do anything at Upkeep? Well, she's going to update a fighting will. So where's a fighting will? Here it is. She's going to get a will up to 3, and she's also going to update her law and luck. So law and luck's going to come back as well. She's going to get 4 law and 3 luck. So those are the 2 focus movements that she's made with her sliders. What's the plan? Well, in a little vignette, she is going to head with Thomas up to the science building. There are 2 clues there now, if you remember. So she's going to hoover those up. That'll give us 6 clues, and then we will be ready to go in a gate and try and seal one. So that'll be cool. Okay, so anything else to do? I don't think so. So what she's going to do is she's going to hand over to the next player, who is Patrice Hathaway. Patrice and Michael were strolling across the fields when she remembered the gun thing that Dr. Vincent Lee had given her. She pulled it out of her purse and handed it to Michael. "You might find this useful." Michael took the flare gun and thanked her. Suddenly they both heard a strange sound. "Patrice, hide," he shouted, helping her to get behind some rocks. She manoeuvred behind them, trying to make herself as small as possible. She was quite scared as something large flew by. After a few minutes she climbed out from her hiding spot, but Michael was nowhere to be seen. She called out to him, but he had somehow fallen into a crevasse. He told her that it was too dangerous for her to try and attempt to climb down, and she should find another path. At first she thought she could climb down, but then she agreed that there had to be another way. "I'll meet you later," she said as she started off on her own. She needed to find a way back to Arkham. So here's Patrice, who's also doing marvellously on the money and clue front. So brilliant stuff. Now she's going to be coming out of the Dreamlands this turn. So what we're going to do is we're going to use her 2 focus, and we're going to put a law right up to 5, because she is going to try and shut that gate. Remember, Mike managed to get back to the unnameable in the Mythos phase. Oh no, or was it the other? In the other world encounter phase, he managed to get back to the unnameable. She will join him, and she will be able to shut that gate, because she's actually going before Mike. So that should be fine. Is there anything else we want to do? No, that looks cool. So that is it for Patrice. Next up is Vincent Lee. Vincent Lee spent an unedifying afternoon at the school. There were a few interesting documents, but they were for sale, and Vincent had lent his money out before he boarded the train. Still, they were probably nothing. Vincent decided that it was high time that he stopped procrastinating and went to see Walt at the Congregational Hospital. So here's Vincent. He's not going to change any of his skill sliders. All he's going to do is move to Congregational Hospital. He could actually make it to 607 Water Street in 3 moves. There was a little road that I missed between South Shore and Harbourside, but it's 3 movement to Congregational as well, and he's going to go there. Hopefully we will have a good encounter there. So that is him. He's just going to have an encounter at Congregational and get rid of another of those rift tokens. Let's keep these rifts under control. So that is it for Vincent. Next up is Michael McGlynn. The familiar sound of leathery wings beat in the sky. "Patrice, hide," he shouted, helping to hustle her in between some boulders that marred the path along the ravine that they had been walking next to. Just as he turned to find his own hiding place, the creature swooped. He dove for cover, but the thing grazed him, and he fell headlong into the ravine in a shower of shale and loose stones. When the dust settled at the bottom, he took quick stock of himself, and other than some scrapes, he was unharmed. "Mike," Patrice called from above. "Down here," he responded. Mike looked around, realising there was no way back up, and there was no way to get down here. Too dangerous. You find your way out, and I will catch up. Patrice argued a bit, but in the end, they both realised that there was no other way. Mike did find a rope tied somewhere above that dangled into the ravine, but it was on the wrong side to reach Patrice. He climbed it, and as he did, his head swooned and his vision blurred. The next thing he knew, he was lay before the glowing gate, not too far from the cultist he had shot down. He was back in Arkham. He hoped that Patrice would be okay. And here we are at Upkeep. He's going to leave his sliders where they are. He's not going to bother with those. He's going to be fine. And the idea is he's going to move off to the Unvisited Isle and he's going to fight both those monsters and then go through the gate. He's tooled up to the max and he is going to go for it. So that is pretty cool. Even if he gets back and he doesn't have the clues with which to shut the gate, and say Patrice doesn't have enough clues to help him, we can always just shut the gate. Yeah? It's no big thing. We still get it as a trophy, so it'd still be useful to get rid of Beings of Ib. And, you know, let's just keep these gates under control. The main thing is that Michael is killing monsters and he's getting towards his personal story. He needs 5 or more monster trophies. He's currently got 2. So this will get him up to 4 should he manage to kill the Proto-Shoggoth and the Night Gaunt. So that is his plan for this turn. Next up is our final player, who is Daryl Simmons. Picking through the remains of the spider, Daryl found a torn letter. It was smeared with blood and difficult to read, but he could make out that the spider's victim was meant to be meeting someone from the Esoteric Order of Dagon in Innsmouth later that night. Just great, Daryl thought. He hated Innsmouth. It was an unfriendly place. But Daryl knew all about the Order. He had covered a story a few years ago with Rex Murphy about the Captain Obed Marsh and some missing gold artefacts. When he arrived at Innsmouth, Daryl made his way to the church green. It was dusk and the streets were eerily quiet. He had a feeling he was being followed. He spun around to see a skeleton, alive and shambling towards him, arms outstretched. He pulled the lamp out and click. The skeleton crumbled to dust as the green mist enveloped it. Alright, so here we are with Daryl, and he's had a very busy few turns. Well, let's give him his $2. So he's up to $5 for his retainer, and then we've got to roll for it. See if he keeps it. He gets a 4, he does keep it, so that's great. He'll get another $2 next turn. Great stuff. And is he going to move any of his sliders? No, he isn't. He's going to keep them where they are because they are just at the right place. He's going to be going to the Esoteric Order of Dagon and he's going to fight the Rat Thing. Now, the good thing is he's got 4 movement, so he'll have 3 movement left over. He will be able to do the Ancient Tablet, so he will do that on his movement phase. He will also attack the Rat Thing. In order to attack the Rat Thing, you've got to get rid of an item. We have patrolling the streets. It's unlikely he's going to be able to do it, so he will get rid of his task. So that's good. And then he will fight the Rat Thing, hopefully kill it, and then he will get pulled through the gate. Again, very similar. It may be that we don't have the clues or the wherewithal to actually seal the gate once he comes out, but you can certainly close it. And if he closes it, at least we get the gate trophy. Again, this will be a lot easier for us if we get rid of these Beings of Ib. Without any of the Beings of Ib, Bokrug is actually quite easy as an ancient one to kill. That is easy in a relative sense, obviously, but the more Beings of Ib that are on him, all 4 is impossible, virtually. If we can get him down to no Beings of Ib, then he becomes a bit of a pussycat. So, as many trophies, and whether they be gate trophies or monster trophies, the better. So that is it for Daryl. He will have some help. I think he'll get +1 to his combat check from Skullcrackers. So he can use that if Mike doesn't use it. Mike's got the Tommy gun and stuff. We'll see how he's going on. He might use it. or he might not. Let's see how he is doing with his Tommy gun. If he doesn't use it, then Daryl can use it on the rat thing. Right, that's it for Daryl. That's it for the upkeep phase. Let's move on to the movement phase. And here we are with Finn. So what's Finn going to do? He's going to attack the buyer key. Now, as mentioned, he's going to auto-fail on his horror check. Yeah, remember we've got -1 off of being a Vib. He hasn't got great will, he hasn't changed it. So that means he takes 1 sanity damage. So pop that in there, he's down to 2 sanity. Next up is the actual fight. So what's he got? He's got his Derringer for 2 dice. He's also got 3 fight. So let's add 3 fight. And he gets 1 for friendly rivals because he's got 1 less monster trophy than Daryl has. So that's 6, and we take away none. So he gets 6 dice. It's 1 toughness. So we need a single success. And we get 1 success as well. So we have got rid of the buyer key. So let's put that onto his player tray. He now has 2 monster trophies. He needs 3. He's already got the cultist that he requires. He just needs 1 more now. So that was great stuff. And he will remain independent square because he doesn't get any movement because he's stopped to do the combat. So that is it for Finn. Next up is Agnes Baker. And here we are with Agnes Baker. So she's just going to go 1, 2, 3. She's going to mop up these clues. And she's up to 6. And she can start sealing gates. Woo! So after Agnes, let's get across and have a quick look at Patrice. And here we are with Patrice. She's way over here in the Dreamlands. But she gets to come back. And once again, she's reunited with Michael McGlenn here at the Unnameable. So isn't that nice? So that's it for Patrice. Next up is Vincent Lee. Here we are with Vincent Lee. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to Congregational Hospital. That's it for Vincent. Next up is Michael McGlenn. And here we are with Mike. One thing I did forget, obviously they should both have an Explored token for the Dreamlands. But Mike's going to lose his straight away because he's going to move away without trying to close that gate. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 to the Unvisited Isle, where he's going to fight these boys. So here he is at the Unvisited Isle taking these guys on. What's he going to take on first? Well, let's take the Shoggoth on first. Now, it's +0 for the horror check, which becomes -1 because of the being of him. It's got 3 toughness, you can't see it because the stand's in the way, but it has. But it's +0 as well for the combat check. So we've got a -1 check. His will is 2, I believe. So he's going to get 1 die. Let me just check. His will is 2. He's got nothing else to help him. Skullcrackers isn't going to help him on this. He's not going to spend the silver key. He's going to go for it. Remember, he does have the obsidian statue. He gets a 2. So he is going to spend the obsidian statue, which means he can discard to cancel all sanity loss from 1 source. So he's going to get rid of that. Then he is actually going to attack, and he's going to attack with his Enchanted Blade. His Enchanted Blade is +4. He gets 5 from his fight, which makes 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think we'll use Skullcrackers. We've got 9 dice, and we need 3 successes. And look, we got 4 successes. So we didn't need to use Skullcrackers. That means he has killed the Proto-Shoggoth. So we'll take that off the stand. As you can see, it had 3 toughness. We've got 4 monster stands back in Arkham, that's good. And he has another monster trophy. What we're going to do now is we're going to attack the Night Gaunt. Again, this is -2, but we only lose 1 stamina. Yeah, so this one isn't as bad. He automatically fails that. He's not going to spend one of Patrice's clues. Well, let's get rid of all these. But he only loses 1 stamina, so he's only down to 2. So I'll just sort that out, won't be a second. That should be enough to get him through the other world. So we get straight to here. Again, it's 2 toughness. If we fail, we get dragged through the gate anyway, so it's not a big deal. But hopefully, we are going to succeed and get ourselves another monster trophy. So it's -2. So that'll be 9 dice. -2 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 2 successes. And we get 2 6s. So it kills that as well. So he did lose quite a bit of sanity, and he had to get rid of the obsidian statue in order to stop himself going balmy. But in the end, he only lost 1 sanity, and he got 2 excellent trophies. So well done to Mike. He is cutting a swathe through the monsters in Arkham, and we've now got 5 of our stands back, so that's really good. After Mike, it is Daryl Simmons. He is up in Innsmouth. Here we are with Daryl. He's going to spend 1 movement point to get to the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Then, with his remaining 3 movement points, he's going to spend them in order to do Ancient Tablet. So, discard Ancient Tablet and roll 2 dice. For every success rolled, draw 1 spell. For every failure rolled, gain 2 clue tokens. So we quite like to fail. So I'm going to pick up a couple of 1s from earlier and see if it works the other way around. And yes, we got 2 fails. So that is 4 clues. I'll get those and put them onto his player tray. So he's only short of a single clue. He could borrow a clue from Patrice, hopefully, and actually seal this gate. So he's got 4 clue tokens. Now he's got to fight the rat thing. In order to fight the rat thing, you have to get rid of an item. So he's getting rid of his task. Discard that. And then he can fight it. First of all, it's the horror check, which will be -1 because of the being of id. I think he's at 2 will, is he? Oh no, he's at a will of 4, so he's actually going to get 3 dice. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, got to discard the Ancient Tablet as well, don't forget that. And he gets 2 successes. We'll keep those, get rid of that 2. He has passed the horror check, and now I think it's a -1. Yeah, it's just a -1, and he only has to get a single success. What is he going to attack with? He's going to attack with his lamp, so that's +5, +2 is 7. That is 7 attack, is it not? 6. 6 attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he gets the 1 success he needs. He kills the rat thing. I don't like rat things. He now has 3 monster trophies. Daryl is a bit of a beast. So that is it for Daryl. That is it for the movement phase. Next up is the Arkham encounter phase. And here is the Arkham encounter phase, and we start with Finn. So he's an independent square, that is the white deck. Give him a quick shuffle in my rubbish manner, and a cut. Ooh, is that the right way up? That's the right way up. And let's have a read. Independent square. You touch Founder's Rock. Make a luck -1 check. Oh dear. What's his luck? Finn, what's your luck? His luck is 2. -1 is 1. -1 for the being of Ib is 0. And he doesn't have anything else, I don't think. Does he get any luck from anywhere else? I don't think he does. No, he has failed. Oh, this is bad news. That was unlucky. So the being of Ib has done for us. What's happened? If you pass, well, we didn't. If you fail, you find a strange carving. As you finger the grooves, a gate opens here and you are drawn through it. Well, it doesn't. Because we've sealed it. But it's not all good though. Yeah, we've sealed it, so a gate cannot open there, so that's okay. What isn't okay is a gate has been prevented from opening. So we are now 2 on the Deep One's rising track. But we got lucky there. We got very lucky. For all that we didn't have much luck, because we got a being of Ib -1 and a -1 anyway in the encounter text, we did get lucky there. All that's cost us is a token on the Deep One rising track, so whew, got away with it. That is it for Finn. Next up, it is the science building and Agnes. And here's Agnes at the science building. Now, we don't have enough gate trophies or anything, but we're going to save them for beings of Ib anyway. So let's just have a normal science building encounter. Let's give it a bit of a shuffle. And a cut. And let's see what we get. Oh, it's a long one. We don't like the long ones. You find a muscular, bored-looking man who challenges you to an arm wrestling match. Oh, it's Sir William Brinton. Lose 2 stamina if you accept this. If this does not knock you unconscious, Sir William Brinton laughs and slaps your shoulder, offering to join your investigation. Take his ally card. If it's not available, gain $5 instead. Well, I'm going to look at his ally card because it is open. I don't think he's in here. If he's not in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's William Bain. No, he's not in there. Is it worth Agnes going down to a single stamina for $5? I mean, she could get to St Mary's Hospital, it's just down here. But you know what? We are going to refuse Sir William Brinton, because it's an if you accept. So we're just not going to accept that. I'd have probably taken it if Sir William Brinton was an ally. If he'd been in the ally deck, I'd have taken that, because we could have always just hopped to St Mary's Hospital and it would have been really good. Oh, I didn't pick them all up. And it would have been really good to get another ally. But as it is, he's not in the ally deck, so we will politely decline his request. Who offers, like, waitresses arm wrestling competitions? For God's sake, man. Right, that's it for Agnes. Next up is Patrice. And here's Patrice. We just moved it ever so slightly so we can get a better look. So she's going to try and shut this Dreamlands gate. Now, remember, it's -1 because of our beings of Ib friends. So that is actually a 0 gate. But she's got 5 law. And law is what she's going to try and shut it with. So 5 law. Let's get 5 clue tokens ready. She's got 2 others that we can throw at it as well. So we're going to get 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Awesome, 2 successes. Brilliant, 2 5s, that's enough. She gets this as a trophy. Slash monsters disappear. Let's check if there are any. Those 2 are moons. And the fire vampire is a star monster. And we've killed everything else, so we don't get rid of any monsters. But she does get a gate trophy. That's excellent. We've still got 2 of her clues over as well. We'll get rid of those. To pay for the seal, we'll get rid of the explore token. We will get a blue seal of funkiness. Get rid of the gate. So we've got 2 seals. That is fantastic. Brilliant stuff. We don't use an elder sign, so we don't get a doom token doesn't come off, but that is still a brilliant result. Well done. Whoop. Well done to Patrice. Excellent. Righto, after Patrice, it is Vincent, and he's at Congregational Hospital. And here we are with Vincent. So it's the blue deck. Quick shuffle. And of course they go everywhere because I'm trying to do it around the camera. A quick cut. And put them the right way around. Congregational Hospital. You seem like you've got a level head. Care to help me with an experiment? If you pass a Law -2 check or discard research materials, Dr. Herbert West offers to join you. And in thanks for your assistance. Well, he's not one of the allies. Take his ally card, or if he's not available, gain 3 monster trophies from the Monster Cup at random, ignoring endless. Ooh! Law -2. What's his law? I've read through that because it was one of those where you had to read through it in order to decide. So, do a go for it. His law is 4. He'd have 2 dice and he's got a clue token. We've got to go for it really, haven't we? We have got to go for it. So we are going to do it. And anyway, there's nothing bad happens if you fail. So, yeah, let's do it. 2 dice. 4, we failed. Damn. Should I spend a clue? I'm going to spend a clue. We'll get another dice. So we'll spend his final clue. Ah, damn it. So, unfortunate. Dr. Herbert West was not able to help us and we've lost a clue token, but nothing else happens, I don't think. No. So it was just a chance to get 3 monster trophies. The reason for that is obviously to get rid of Beings of Ib. I thought it was worth a clue, but unfortunately we didn't manage to do it. Unlucky Vincent. Right, so that's it for Vincent. Next up is Michael McGlenn. And here's Mike. Very quick for Mike. He's going straight to the Abyss, which will be very nice for him. So we'll see him in the Otherworld encounter phase. After Mike, it's our final player, who is Daryl Simmons. Here we are with Daryl. Daryl is going to Unknown Kadath. So that is one of the other worlds on the Kingsport board. So we've moved him down there. That is it for the Arkham encounter phase. So it's back again to meet Mike in the Abyss, because it's the Otherworld encounter phase. And here we are with Mike in the Abyss. So we need a red or a blue. The stars are right, so we've got to shuffle the deck. Brilliant. Oh, have we got to put all the... No, just shuffle the deck. Doesn't say about I've got to put the discards in. cut. We'll try again. We want a red or a blue. That's a green. That's a blue. No Dreamlands, no Yuggoth, no. The strain is too much for your mind. Lose one sanity. Oh, he's down to one sanity. He's down to one sanity. No. Well, there we go. It's a good job we used the obsidian statue. Well, that didn't give us much choice, did it? Okay, let's get straight over to Daryl and Unknown Kadath. And here we are with Daryl. Let's hope he's a little bit luckier. So his is a red or a yellow. And we get a red, but it doesn't have Unknown Kadath on it, so it's another. The humidity and heat is exhausting. Lose one stamina. Well, a great pair of cards, which we had absolutely no chance of avoiding. So he loses a stamina. What does that put him down to? Well, it's not so bad for Daryl. He's down to 4 stamina. But Mike is down to a single sanity now, thanks to those lovely gate cards. Okay, so that is it for... Oh, I can put that back now. Get rid of that. And put that card back there. Yes, so that is it for the Otherworld Encounter phase. Now it's the Laugh and Chuckle phase. And here we are at the Laugh and Chuckle phase. So let's get a Laugh and Chuckle card. Here we go. What are we going to get? Oh, a headline. That's alright. Oh, Gate Burst. Top one. Esoteric Order of Dagon. Now, we've got the Esoteric Order of Dagon, and it's got an actual gate already open. That means we get a Gate Burst. We don't go on to the second one. Thank God, because it was Independent Square. It had burst through there and got rid of our seal. But you've got to take the first one. We do have the Esoteric Order of Dagon. It does have a gate on it, so we've got a Monster Surge. Thank God we killed a load of monsters. So, Monster Surge time. Oh, how lucky am I at this game? So, Monster Surge. We've got 6 investigators, so it's 6 monsters. The first monster is going to go on the Esoteric Order. Let's put it down there. Right. First one is Cultist. The second one is another buyer key. They're quite easy. Third one is, yeah, let's get down to the bottom for these. Oh, this isn't so good. A Hound of Tinderloss. Hang on, I'll put these in order so I know how to allocate them to gates. So that's 1, 2, 3. The next one is... Oh, not a Chthonian. 8 Chthonians. 4. We had to draw some bad monsters at some point. A crawling one. That's not brilliant either. So, and the last one is... I think all these go on the board as well. The last one is an Elder thing. Okay, right, so we've seen the Cultist and the Byakhee before, so I'll just set these 2 up. The Cultist as the first one will go to Esoteric Order of Dagon. The Byakhee has to go to the Unvisited Isle. Then we've got the Hound of Tinderloss. Let's have a quick look at these. This one's going up to the Esoteric Order of Dagon. Oh, physical immunity. When it moves, the Hound of Tinderloss moves directly to the nearest investigator inside a location in Arkham, other than the hospital or asylum. Ooh. So, -2. Look at all that sanity. So that is -3 with the being a bib. 2. Oh, 2 toughness. -1 on the combat and 3 damage if we fail to do it. Oh, this is a nasty monster. I used the wrong coloured stand for that because it doesn't go against the monster limit because it's going to Innsmouth. This is also going to Innsmouth, so it doesn't go against the monster limit. The next one is a Chthonian. This is coming to Arkham and to the Unvisited Isle. Instead of moving, roll a die on a 4 or a 6. All investigators in Arkham lose 1 stamina. Oh, that is horrendous. I hate these guys. We're really going to have to kill this. Look at that. -2, 3 toughness, -3. Oh. Hate Chthonians. He goes there. Of course, all these are really nice, aren't they, for all our investigators as they come out of the other worlds that they're in. Next is the crawling one. So, nasty. Physically resistant. Before making a combat check against a crawling one, roll a die. X is equal to the number of the die roll. Oh, this could be -6. 3 sanity damage. It's -4 on the sanity. At least it's only 1 toughness, but oh, that's a horrible monster. And that's going up to Innsmouth. I'll speed all this up on the video, it's taking a while, but we've got to go through a couple of these. And our final monster, which is coming down to the Unvisited Isle, is an Elder Thing, -2 to sneak past. When you fail a combat check against an Elder Thing, you must discard one of your weapons or spells, your choice if able. Look at that, that's going to be -4 on the sanity check as well. 2 toughness. At least it's +0 on the combat check. We picked out some horrid monsters there. This one is coming back down here. Well, at least we're not at the monster limit. We've still got 2 stands left. But, oh, that was not the best. Can't say I'm ecstatic about that. I'll speed that up, that probably took quite a while to do. Let's get rid of the monster bag. But at least we didn't get a gate opening, so I suppose that's pretty good. And we had a monster surge before, and we did get lucky, didn't we? We got a right load of pansy monsters, but 4 of those are tough, and we're going to struggle with them. Okay, so that is the monster surge. What's the rest? Clue appears at the artist's colony, because that's the top one. So, clue to get one out of the supply. And that goes to the artist's colony, which is down here. Oh well. Vincent will be able to pick that up. Monster movement. Oh, we get movement on our friends. Oh, another deep one. The deep one rising track's on 3. See how it's whizzing up? That is on 3 because a gate didn't open. Patrice didn't get a clue because a gate didn't open. We've got monster movement on Crescents. And they're going on white. So they're going to trap Finn downtown. I'm sure he's delighted. He wanted to get to the asylum. And actually, funnily enough, Mark mentioned that, and it's come to pass. And right, that's the only movement. I think the fire vampire is a star. Did we have any others? No, none of those. Oh, cultist has gone to Church Green. And we've got, you know what? We don't have to worry about the Hound of Tinderloss. That's never going to go in a vortex because it's always going to try and get to a location. But this cultist and this crawling one, they are going to put us in big trouble if they get in vortexes. That's another 2 on the Deep One Rising track. We're going to have to send somebody up there again because Daryl is in another world. So we need to send somebody up there to kill them. Right, so we've done all the monster movement. May as well do the rifts. So it's a white moon and a black plus sign. Oh, there's two up here now. I'll have to get to one of these. It is. Is that North Point Lighthouse? North Point Lighthouse, which is tricky to get to. So I think we will have to go to 607 Water Street and get rid of that rift. We don't want a rift on the board, and we don't want monsters going in vortexes. So I think that's pretty much it. Train robbers, strike again. Any investigator currently in the train station or a depot location on an expansion game board must discard 2 items if able. Well, we've got nobody on the train station, nobody's at Central Hill, and nobody's at Joe Sargent's bus station, so we're fine. So we'll get rid of that. You know, normally monster surges, I don't mind them, but I'm not too sure about that one. I'm not so sure we've come out ahead. I think it's put us in a bit of trouble. The deep one track is getting out of control. Don't like that. I don't mind some, well, I don't mind some of the monsters that came out. The cultist was okay, and I suppose the second one, the buyer key, was okay. But oh, the others were horrendous. Chthonians, no, and crawling ones. Yes, and 2 of our really good monster killers are in other worlds with fantastic weapons. Agnes is pretty good, but unfortunately Agnes is down on sanity and stamina, and Finn's stuck. He's only got a Derringer, so he might be able, I suppose he might be able to sneak past those 2 and still get to Arkham Asylum. We shall have to see. Or he might just have to try and take them on. He's still got 2 sanity, so we'll see. Well, yeah, that is the end of the turn. What do we feel about it? Well, I'm not too happy. I'm not sure really whether it's good or bad. One good thing is we did get a shed load of monster trophies. So we might have to start getting rid of some of these beings of Ib, because they're just they're causing havoc with luck rolls, horror checks, and, you know, let's get rid of this physical immunity and physical immunity for Bockrug, because the way the deep ones track is going up, we could end up with Bockrug coming out. So I think perhaps it's time to start spending monster trophies. I don't know. Okay, anyway, there we go. That is the end of turn 4, and yet another monster surge. The one good thing is we didn't have another gate open. That's fine. We've managed to seal another gate, so that's a good thing. We've got 2 gate seals at least. And yeah, so if we can kill these monsters, we just need, yeah, we could just do with our really good monster killers not being in other worlds. And Innsmouth is now a problem because of all the monsters in it. But other than that, I think we'll be able to muddle on through. But not ideal, not ideal. Right, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the comments, thanks for all the likes, thanks for all the subscriptions, and thank you for all the views. It's very much appreciated. Thanks very much. Thanks to everybody who's gone across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. That's brilliant. And thanks to everybody on BGG who has made comments on the videos or liked the videos. It is appreciated. Thank you very much. If you've noticed any errors, and there may well be one, once it's starting to get everything's starting to get a bit out of hand, so I could have very well have made an error. If you've spotted one, please point it out, and I will do my best to fix it next turn. But until next turn, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.